In this movie, we're going to take a look at what is 360 VR production. So there's something that you should know. What I'd like to tell you is that there's a little bit of an argument going on out there. In one end, what you have is that virtual reality was supposed to mean the creation or simulation of a world that you could essentially interact with. So this world would be created from scratch, like so you can picture playing a game in your interactive headset that you can immersify yourself with. Now, several years ago, the advent of these 360 video cameras started to come about. And these 360 video acquisition is also referred to as VR. And in fact, that's what we're doing in this class, is we're talking about 360, or your ability to capture 360 degrees around you and then take that footage into Premiere Pro and edit it and work with it, adding transitions and effects. The most simplest way to explain the VR format, or the VR degree format, is this old picture of the map that you've all seen, where you could easily take the map of this world over here to the right and wrap it around a sphere. And what's going to happen is what you can do is go inside that sphere and be able to look all around you as it spins. And you can turn your head to the left or to the right. You can see something similar here with this footage over here to the right, where you have footage that is flat, and you basically take it and you wrap it around a sphere, and the user is freely able to look left or right, looking around the world that they have been placed in. So when we talk about 360 VR, you can say that that can be captured in one of two ways. What this course is going to cover is mono capture. So this is essentially the idea that we're going to have, in many cases, multiple cameras filming 360 degrees around. We're going to take that footage, stitch it together, and then bring it into Premiere Pro to edit, add effects, and transitions. The other way of acquiring 360 VR footage is to film in stereo, or similar to a 3D workflow mixed with VR. When you go now into theaters and see your favorite Marvel film, those are all 3D stereoscopic productions. So that is essentially, you have two cameras or two lenses that are slightly offset to add even more depth in your scene. We're not covering stereo for a couple of reasons. One is that it's a lot harder to do because you have to be that much more accurate because you're dealing with two cameras that are slightly offset. And two is that the majority of workflows that you see right now, when you refer to VR clips, let's say in Google, or those 360 immersive videos, are in fact mono workflows. Comparing this to the AR format, augmented reality, and this is indeed how it differs from VR or 360 VR, is the mixing of real with virtual. So you can see a few examples here. On the top left is the Microsoft HoloLens, or just an illustration of that just recently is getting shipped by Microsoft, that allows you to wear these lovely glasses, and as you walk through different environments, you start to have potentially little characters pop up. Or picture yourself one day walking into a shop where you're able to see a dress and all of a sudden its price tags will fly up, and even your ability to buy it right there on the spot. Another example of augmented reality is that popular game, Pokemon Go. You can see there that you can go to different locations and find various Pokemon characters in real life. And then last, we can see how augmented reality is being dealt with here in medicine. There is a model of the human anatomy, and the person's just holding the iPad in front of it. There's all these graphics that are on the iPad showing you what the different parts of the anatomy are. So this is an example of augmented reality, and that's that mix of real with virtual versus virtual reality. And again, what we're doing in this class is 360 VR. So as the acquisition of our video in 360 degrees, stitch it together, and as we'll see, bring it into Premiere Pro and After Effects.